Zoe, I'm so sorry about what happened 7 years ago. Ever since then, I really regretted what I've done to you.
What?
I'm sure that after all this time, you still haven't forgiven me, right? You had your husband stolen from you by your little sister after all. You should still despise me for what I did back then, right?
Well, of course I do. No matter how much time goes by, I'm never going to be forgiving you for any of that. Now, what is going on with you coming out of nowhere to apologize to me? You were the one that stole Tom from me, and then the both of you treated me like a complete idiot because I couldn't get pregnant. And in the end, neither of you even ended up giving me any money for what happened, instead running off to never speak to me again.
And I'm very sorry about what happened then, but Well, I'd like for the both of us to start working on becoming good sisters again.
Huh? You want us to become close again?
I understand that what I'm saying right now probably doesn't sound all too enticing to you, but I really want to see you again. I want for us to become close again by going out to eat together and things like that.
What is going on with you right now? This is all so sudden. For some reason, you're wanting to be my friend again, and I want to know why.
Well, it's been 7 years since all that happened between us, and since then, I've learned a lot of things. Back then, I didn't mind the fact that I had just lost a member of my family. But recently, after watching loads of family dramas and stuff, I've started to realize that I need a sister like you by my side again. Everything has started to make me really realize that what I'd done back then was horrible. It's been pretty tough for me, because everyone pretty much left me after what I've done, and I've had nobody to count on at all. I've really been regretting all the stupid things I've done in my life to you.
Alexis.
I'm sure it's way too late for me now, but I hope that you and I can meet again. I'd like to apologize to you in person, and if it makes you feel any better, I can even pay you back for what had happened then. So I'm really wondering if you'll let me have one chance to come and see you.
I never once thought that the next time I'd hear from you, you'd be wanting to apologize for what you did to me. But I'm sorry. It's going to take me a bit to think about all this through. Can you give me a little bit to think over wanting to see you again or not?
That's totally fine. I'm happy to hear that you're even willing to think about it. I'll be waiting for your answer now. I'll be waiting for the day you want to have me around you again. Hey, Mom? Did you get any messages from a really weird person just a bit ago?
Huh? Weird person.
Mom, I just got back home from school, and, well, there was this really weird person standing outside of the house. They were just standing there in front of the house looking at their phone the whole time, well, smiling with a huge grin. It was scary, so instead of going towards the house, I ran away. And right now, I'm at the park close to the house.
What?
Also, that weird person was looking through the mailbox. That's why I made sure to take a picture of them before running away. They looked like they were doing some bad thing, so let's take this picture to the police. Okay, Mom?
Wait a second, Ellie. Was that weird person a girl by any chance?
Yeah. They looked like a girl to me.
Alexis was
They
able to make it to my
looked
house
just a
and
bit
collect her
like you,
husband like I
actually.
asked, but he
I
made
was about
sure
to
that
say
I'd at
hi
least
thinking
got
you were
child
her,
support
but
I needed
I
for
was
the past
wrong.
7 years. I see. So on his way out, he left a bit of money in my mailbox for me to get later on. I think that money will be good. I'll head home right now to make sure. I think that money will be a good use to Ellie, so I'll make sure to put it in the savings account to be used by her when she goes to college. That might actually be my little sister. After getting Tom back later on, I'd like you to show me the picture started to look even further into what he was up to and found out that he had gotten life insurance for her. Back in the day, I had a huge fight with my little sister. This is when she realized that he was planning on taking out all the money from it after she hopefully died from her illness.
Are you going to make up with her and then become friends?
All that insurance money to come back to me. About that, I think I
might
led her to say that she'd never let herself die to her sickness and made sure that she was on the waiting list for the donor.
I don't think you should become friends again with someone like that.
I guess she really can wait a little while for a donor to come along, and all she really needed to do was
I thought something might
she really
be
needed
up
to
with
do
them,
that was
so
the
I
incentive that her
went in
husband
for a
would be getting
closer
a lot
look
of money if she
before
passed
running.
away.
But right as I got a good look at them,
And all she
they
really
were looking
needed
at their
was that
phone with
incentive
this
that her
huge,
husband would be
scary
getting a
smile
lot
on
of
their
money
face.
if she passed away.
And as I started
Thank
to
you
run
for
away,
watching
they
and
began
listening. We hope
laughing
you enjoyed
all
the
by
video.
themselves.
Don't forget to like and
You
video.
should become friends with someone
Don't
like
forget to
that
like
again.
this video and
I think they're
subscribe.
crazy.
Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you in the next story.
Do you remember how I told you about the fight I had at school with another friend of mine? and I wanted to be friends with them again, but didn't want to say sorry. Well, you cheered me on and said I should say sorry to make things better, and so I did that today.
That's amazing, Ellie. So you and your friend are good friends again, right?
Yes, we are. But I was very scared about whether she'd forgiven me or not, and it took a lot of strength to tell her I was sorry. I really wanted to stay friends with her, and my heart was racing wondering what her answer might be. I wasn't able to laugh about anything, or even smile when I was thinking about being forgiven. Well, that person I saw in front of the house didn't seem to feel the same way I did when I was apologizing to my friend.
I see. So she wasn't as worried as you were about getting an answer today. Thank you for telling me that, Ellie. That weird person might not be as serious about their apology as you were with your friend. I'll have to think about this more now. Well, I'm going to start coming to the park to see you now. You and I can head home together then.
Were you able to put some thought into letting me see you again? Even Tom is wanting to come out and apologize to you now. So that's why I'm thinking the three of us can go out to eat somewhere together. I happen to know a really nice place in town.
Sorry, Alexis. I think after all the thinking I've had, I'm still not going to be able to forgive you. So I'm not going out to eat with you guys, and we won't be meeting at all.
What? Why are you saying something like that? You heard from me just a couple weeks ago how serious I was about making up with you, and you told me you'd think about it.
I did think about it. In the end, I've chosen that I cannot forgive you yet.
Why not? I told you I'd be willing to pay off that settlement you wanted from me, right? You're being a total jerk by saying you won't come out to meet and forgive me. Both myself and Tom wanted to go out and apologize to you from our hearts.
Well, then let me ask you this. Since you want to apologize to me so badly, how much are you willing to give me in order to pay off the settlement? $100, $200, or are you thinking of only handing me a $10 bill?
What?
I was thinking about you a lot after you first got back in touch with me again, and so I spoke with one of your friends, and guess what they told me? They said that right now you're struggling a lot with money, and as of right now you seem to be borrowing money from a lot of different people. So with all that financial trouble you're in at the moment, how much were you going to be able to actually pay me?
Wait a second. You were messed up for going around and asking about me like that. And why does it matter to you how much I'm going to give you? You should be most worried about the amount of emotion I put into my apology to you, right?
If you really seem to care about your apology that much, then what you said to me over text should have been enough for me. Thank you for 7 years worth of apologies, Alexis. I'm not going to forgive you any, but I will be accepting your apology. Now have a good one.
Wait! Zoe! Do not leave me like that so quickly. I want to see you in person to apologize to you. So please, just allow for Tom and I to come out and see you.
Why do you want to come out and see me so badly only to apologize? Do you plan to get something else from me by seeing me in person?
Well...
If you're really not going to be able to tell me what you really want, then you must not really be needing to see me. I sure don't want to see you any, so goodbye.
I'll tell you. So wait, this is not over yet. I really just wanted to meet with you in order to get one of your kidneys. And that's why meeting you in person would be the easiest way to get you to sign the documents. Please. I've told you what I really want from you now, so please come see us.
Huh? Wait a minute. You want me to donate a kidney to you? One of my kidneys?
I'm sure that hearing all of this is suddenly very shocking to you. That's why I wanted to see you in person, so we could talk about it.
Whether it was over text or in person, I'd be having the same reaction. What is going on, Alexis? Have you ended up becoming sick or something, requiring you to get a new kidney?
That's right. Just as you said, I am sick and in need of a kidney transplant. Last year, I had been going to the hospital a lot more for some treatments, and I mean a lot. But after getting another exam done this year, it appears things have only gotten worse. The doctor told me it's time to start thinking about finding myself a donor, and so that's why I'm asking you now.
You're kidding me, right? I never thought my own little sister would become so sick.
I'm the same way right now, and can't believe that this is happening to me. But it really is fact that I'm terribly sick right now, and will need to have something major done in order to recover. So please, can you be my donor, Zoe? I'm sure you'll be fine with doing that, right? The doctor has already told me that since you're my sister, you'll be the perfect match for me. And since we all have 2 kidneys, you losing one wouldn't be a problem for you.
I'm sorry, Alexis. I don't like having to say this, but I'm not going to become your donor.
Why not? I'm really, really sick right now, and I came forward to tell you the truth about it just then. What the hell's wrong with you saying no like that?
I'm sure you're aware that even though you came forward and told me you're sick, that doesn't automatically mean I'm going to become your donor, right? I'm sure that you can find yourself someone else willing to help.
But that's going to take even more time, and by the time I do find someone, I might be in critical condition. Normally, people have to be on a waiting list for a donor, and that could take months. I can't be asked to wait that long, so I'd like for my family to become my donor. It'll make things a lot faster for me, and I won't become as sick from waiting.
Is that right?
Both Mom and Dad are gone now, so the only person in my immediate family that I can ask is you. I'm sure it won't be that big of a deal for you to lose one of your kidneys and give it to me, right? You don't have a husband or any kids, so there's nobody else relying on you right now. You have nobody else to help around you, so help me, please. Just give me one of your kidneys and be happy about it.
Excuse me?
I have come a long way to apologize to you like that, so why don't you just shut up and give me your kidney? You have no right denying me one when you are barely useful to this world as things are, not being able to have any kids or find a man. If you want to have at least a slight amount of meaning in your life, then give me one of those kidneys and let's be done with this. You have no other uses in this world, you infertile freak, so help me out.
Yo, you have no right to be saying things like that about me, Alexis. Do you have any idea how much you're saying to me right now isn't helping your case? You told me that you've grown since you'd done that to me 7 years ago, right? But from what I'm seeing you say to me right now, I don't think that's the truth.
What's wrong? You have no idea how I'm feeling right now about you, so you have no room to talk. Being as sick I am right now has led me to so stress out and worried if I'm going to live until tomorrow or not. And while going through all this stress, I had to force myself to talk to you. I had to make it seem like I was sorry and apologize to you. That's how stressed and worried I am about myself right now. I was willing to actually talk to you because that's how badly I need your kidney.
So all those apologies were a lie then. I knew it. You never learned from anything you did back then whatsoever. All that talk about how sorry you felt about stealing my husband was in order to get one of my organs.
But look! If you actually do go through with giving me one of your kidneys, then I might really say that I'm sorry for what I've done in the past.
What was that?
You should honestly be happy that I'm going to give you a use by using you as a donor. And then after that, you and I can become sisters again, right? So come on now and be my donor. As it's not like you're going to have a family of your own in the future. That's all for the sake of your important little sister. So you'll help me out now, right?
Who is this old hag?
What?
Look, right now my mom is looking really sad and confused. My mom told me that you're supposed to be her little sister, but I don't think that's true. I never thought that family would ever make someone else so sad like you have. So, you're not my mom's sister at all, are you? Who are you?
Huh? What is this? What's going on here? I want to know who the hell you are.
I'm Ellie. I'm my mom's daughter. I'm 7 years old. Nice to meet you.
What?
Now, it's your turn, you hag. I introduced myself, so now it's your turn.
I'm Alexis. I happen to be your mom's little sister.
How old are you?
I'm in my 30s now.
Then you are an adult. If that's true, then you apologize to my mom right now.
What? Why should I apologize to her?
Because you hurt her. You should be sorry about that. You're an adult, so you should understand that, right?
Huh?
Hurry up and apologize to her. My mom looks so sad right now, so I'm asking you to apologize to her right now, you old hag. You're supposed to be family, right?
Hold on a second. I want to make sure you're really her daughter first. Did she really give birth to you?
Of course she did. I do not tell lies.
Wait. This is all way too strange. My older sister can't have kids, so how did she end up having someone like you?
Hey, how much longer is it going to take for you to apologize to my mom? If you aren't going to apologize for hurting her, then you don't deserve to talk with her at all.
What?
I thought you were old enough to be an adult by now, but I think I'm going to have to teach you. When you should be feeling bad for what you've done, you should be apologizing from your heart to the person you've hurt. My mom has told me that plenty of times, so I'd like you to remember that as well. If you're not going to give an honest apology, nobody is going to want to forgive you.
Hey, Zoe, what the heck was all that about yesterday? That was all a lie, right? You haven't actually given birth to any kids, right?
It wasn't a lie. She happens to be the child of both myself and Tom before you stole him from me. Right after the divorce, I learned that I was in fact pregnant with her.
What? That's Tom's and your girl?
I was going to tell him about her back then, but I reconsidered doing that and thought it would be better to stay silent. I didn't really know where you guys ran off to anyway, so I chose to have my daughter by myself.
You're lying, right?
Tom has no clue about any of this. That's because I never came around to telling him anything. But because I never decided to have him get involved, I've been left with someone that I have to care for and raise. In order to raise her as an only parent, I've had to strengthen up quite a bit and work a lot of hours. And whenever I do get days off, I use all that time tending to her instead of myself. So because I'm such a busy woman, I can't take any time off to give you one of my kidneys.
No way.
From what I've seen online, it shouldn't take you that long to be matched with someone willing to donate their kidney. And honestly, have you checked with Tom at all to see if he's a match?
I know that he's a match for me, but he told me he's not willing to give me one of his kidneys, so that's why I'm not asking him anymore. He's told me that the surgery will hurt and that he doesn't want to go through that kind of pain. No matter what I've brought up to him, he keeps saying no, so I've stopped trying. That's why I've turned to embarrassing myself by acting like that. I was sorry.
I see. So that's how all of this came about. Actually, back when him and I were together and trying to make a baby, he'd say the same kinds of things to me. I wanted for the both of us to go get treatments and help so that we could have a baby, but he'd always tell me no because he's afraid of the doctor. And that he was also embarrassed by that fact that we needed help with infertility. I came to think that if he wasn't willing to work with me to have a baby, then it was never going to work for us.
What? Why would he have to go with you for treatments if you were the one that was infertile?
Ah, that's right. I never was the one that needed the treatments. Yet you and Tom, for some reason, kept on blaming me for not being able to carry a child, as though I was actually the problem in the first place. Do you know how badly that made me feel back then?
No way.
But even with him never going to get the treatments he needed, Tom was able to get me pregnant the last time. And that's why I care for my daughter with all my heart, and I'm never going to let anyone get in the way of that happiness I have with her. Now you and Tom do your best fixing your health. I have nothing to do with you, so you can go ahead and leave me alone.
Zoe, did Tom end up going to you? I found a letter from him saying that he wanted to go and live with his daughter. I think he's going to leave me and went back to be with you again.
Thank you for getting in touch with me. Do you think you can come over here right now to get your husband? I tossed him off the front patio, but he's just standing out in my front yard being a little dick.
You're kidding me, right? He's already there!
When he learned about how I had a daughter, he thought he could come back to me and has been trying his hardest to do so. Which is strange after all he'd done in the past to make me feel terrible and run away with you. Did you know he came to the front door telling me that he's always loved me and that he wants me to be his wife again? It's annoying.
What the hell? Does he think he can just go right back to you now?
I think he doesn't want to care for his sick wife any longer.
There's no way in hell. He's messed up completely. I'm not going to allow him to run away from me.
Please come over here and take him back. It would really help to have one horrible person come here and take the other horrible person away from me. I really don't want to have anything to do with either of you, so hurry it up, please. I'm getting tired of seeing him on his hands and knees begging for my forgiveness after trying to hand me all that money.
Money?
He said it's for the settlement I've been wanting and for child support for the past 7 years. In total, that was around $200,000 he brought me. He told me that it was his payment for allowing him back into my life. What a dick.
$200,000? Wait a sec. Where did he get all that money from?
He's told me that he borrowed all of it before coming to my house. He also told me that he used your name in order to get all the money.
Huh? So he borrowed all of that with my name?
He's assuming that you're going to die soon, so all of that debt that you have will just vanish afterwards. So he wants to use that $200,000 in order to bring him back the life he had before with me. He wants the three of us to be together as a happy little family.
What a jerk! He just assumes that I'm going to die and that's why he borrowed all that money? And he's going to use that money to get back together with you? Is he even human? No way!
He sure is a jerk and quite the idiot as well. I told him I don't ever want him back in my life and said that things were completely over between us. So can you hurry over here and take him back home with you? If you continue to let him stay here, my daughter might actually go out there and take that money from him.
What?
She told me that she doesn't need a dad, but the money would be really nice. At any moment now, I might take my eyes off her and she'll become $200,000 richer. I have her with me right now, but I can totally understand a child's urge to want that kind of money.
No. Wait a second. Wait! You cannot take that money from him. I need all that money back in order to help myself.
Well, you'd better get over here right now. Ellie is looking like she can't sit down next to me any longer.
I'm going to come get Tom right now, so you leave that money alone. Don't take it from him. I cannot believe all of this. How can Tom stab me in the back at a time like this? Not only did he say no to donating one of his kidneys, but now he wants me back with you. I'm not going to go easy on him for that.
I'm not going to take this money from him, all right? It's not like either of us actually need any of it with the kind of money I'm making now. And neither Ellie or I need such a scummy man in our lives. Tom will be out in the front yard on his hands and knees, so get over here and take him away from us. Alexis was able to make it to my house and collect her husband like I asked, but he made sure that I'd at least got the child support I needed for the past 7 years. So on his way out, he left a bit of money in my mailbox for me to get later on. I think that money will be a good use to Ellie, so I'll make sure to put it in a savings account to be used by her when she goes to college. After getting Tom back into her possession, Alexis started to look even further into what he was up to and found out that he had gotten life insurance for her. This is when she realized that he was planning on taking out all the money from it after she hopefully died from her illness, which caused her to flip out, thinking he'd used all that insurance money to come back to me. This led her to say that she'd never let herself die to her sickness and made sure that she was on the waiting list for the donor. I guess she really can wait a little while for a donor to come along, and all she really needed was that incentive that her husband would be getting a lot of money if she passed away.
Thank you for watching till the end. If you felt good about this video, like the video. If you didn't like it, let me know why in the comments. Subscribe too. Your likes and subs lead to our motivation. We have so many videos on our channel as well, so go ahead and take a look. See you in the next video.
Hey there, Hannah. I just wanted to tell you that I got your wedding invitation in the mail today. So, you're finally gonna have your wedding, huh? You've been waiting for a long time for this. Yeah, well, when you-know-what started going around, the world kind of collapsed around us. I'm really looking forward to it. It's gonna be great. I can't wait to see what dress you'll wear. Are you and Scott gonna coordinate outfits? Knowing my brother, I doubt he'd agree to that, though. Actually, that's kind of what I wanted to talk to you about today. Let me be frank, Hannah. You need to call off this wedding. What? You've got just 2 choices. Either cancel it or move it to a different date. The date that's listed on this invitation is just not going to work for me and Scott at all. You want me to call off my wedding? But why? As for moving the date, that wedding venue is crazy popular these days. I considered myself lucky to be able to get my reservation in at all. There's no way we'll be able to reschedule. So, yeah, I don't know what you want me to do here. You'll have to find some way to make it work, Hannah. That date is really, really unlucky. Something bad's gonna happen, I'm sure of it. You can trust me on that. I'm practically a professional fortune teller. Since when have you been a fortune teller? Since last year, I started watching some videos on the internet from a bunch of super professional fortune tellers. I basically know all the most common methods. I am really good at doing tarot card readings, if I may say so myself. And when I did a tarot card reading about your wedding, I almost fell out of my chair. The date you picked is literally the worst possible date that you could have. So consider this helpful advice from someone who cares a lot about you, Hannah. You have to change the date. Could you be a bit more specific? Why do you think that date is so unlucky? The cards told me that you're going to lose something very important on that date. Don't you get it? That obviously means that if you go forward with your wedding plans, it's going to be a total disaster. Well, I really appreciate your concern, Mila. I really do. And I'll definitely take it into consideration, but I just can't change the wedding date. Don't worry, I'll put some 4-leaf clovers and rabbit's feet into the decorations. Would that help? So, can I count on you guys coming to the wedding then? I don't believe you, Hannah. You're just going to completely blow off my warning like that? I'm 100% sure I read the cards right. You're going to lose something important that day. I understand that, Mila. I totally believe that you're being serious, and again, I appreciate your concern. Tell you what, I'll let the wedding planners know what you told me and have them take every possible safety measure on that day. Would that make you happy? You're not really going to tell them, are you? You don't believe my fortune telling at all. But you have to believe me. I followed all the instructions in the video I watched on tarot readings. There is no possible way I'm mistaken about this. It's a sure thing. Oh, and apparently the fortune teller whose video I watched is the personal fortune teller for a bunch of celebrities and politicians. She's famous in the industry. Wow, well, that's really incredible. I'll bet she makes a bunch of money doing that, too. If you don't mind me asking, how did you come across these videos of hers? I searched for how to read tarot cards. Her video was the top result. I'm thinking about opening up my very own fortune-telling shop. How would you like to be my first customer? I can help you figure out the very best date possible to have your wedding on. And if you act now, I'll do it for the low, low price of just $1,000. $1,000? That's an awful lot of money, Mila. Oh, don't be silly. That's a bargain to get access to someone as skilled in the mystical arts as me. That price reflects a family and friends discount. Remember the old expression, if you're good at something, never do it for free. So, would you like to pay by credit card or cash? It's kind of a pain, but I would also be willing to accept a personal check. I can start my reading just as soon as you make your payment. Thanks for the offer, Mila, but I think I'll pass. That really is an awful lot of money, and with the wedding coming up, we really don't have much extra money these days. I'm sorry, maybe I can have you do a reading for me another time? Are you joking, Hannah? You're gonna turn down mystical knowledge of the future over a lousy $1,000? I can give you the best possible date for your wedding. That's worth way more than $1,000. You're out of your mind. But Mila, $1,000 is simply too much for a fortune telling. Nonsense. Both you and your fiancé work, right? And I have seen the car you drive. You're not hurting for money. You shouldn't have any problems scrounging together a measly $1,000. I mean, sure, I can put that much together, but I don't want to. I'm sorry, Mila, but there is no way I'm going to change the date for our wedding, and that's final. Again, I appreciate how concerned you are about my wedding, and I hope we can see you there. You're a real cheapskate, aren't you, Hannah? I'm offering to give you the perfect wedding date through the secret knowledge of the universe over here. I guess I was wrong about you. Maybe you are just some impoverished loser. Hey now! I thought that you'd have no trouble shelling out that much. I am so disappointed in you. Oh well, the secrets of the universe don't come cheap, and you apparently can't afford them. I apologized for thinking that you had an open heart, mind, and wallet. You can forget about me ever offering to do my expert fortune telling for you in the future, too. Trust me, come the day of your wedding, when you lose that important thing I warned you about, you're going to regret turning me down today. Mila, please, calm down for a second. I had no idea you'd get so upset about this. I wasn't trying to insult you. I just don't want to spend that much money on a non-essential purchase right now. You're too late, Hannah. I already know exactly what you are. I can't wait to see what that important thing is that you're going to lose. Maybe it's going to be your job or your parents. Maybe you're going to lose your precious little fiancé to another woman. Whatever it is, I hope it's really, really important to you. Then maybe you'll realize how stupid you were to refuse my generous offer.
Hey there, Hannah. Look, I'm really sorry to do this, but I'm not going to be able to come to your wedding after all. I just found out from my company the other day that they're going to be sending me to a branch office on the other side of the country that entire month.
Oh, really? Oh, that's too bad. But it's for your work, so I understand. Then I guess it's just going to be Mila that's coming to the wedding then, right?
No, she's not going either. Or rather, there's no way I'm going to let her go. The way she's acting right now, there's no telling what sort of havoc she would cause for you. I just can't take that risk. I'm not going to let my wife ruin my own little sister's wedding.
What do you mean?
It's a long story. In ordinary circumstances, I'd obviously love for her to go since I'm not going to be there either, but... well, it is what it is. Sorry, Hannah, but you can mark both of us as being absent that day.
Does this by any chance have to do with her fortune-telling thing?
Wait. How did you know she's doing fortune-telling?
The thing is, yesterday she texted me telling that I needed to cancel my wedding. She said that she did some kind of tarot card reading and that the date we currently have scheduled is a super unlucky day or some nonsense.
Good grief. Well, looks like I was too late to stop her from interfering with your wedding then. I'm really sorry about that, Hannah. I don't know what's gotten into her, but the last few weeks she's been obsessed with all sorts of bizarre fortune-telling videos. I've tried to talk some sense into her, but nothing I say gets through.
Apparently she watched some videos from a celebrity fortune teller. Know anything about that?
Not much, but you might have seen her in various tabloids and celebrity gossip magazines. Her name's Madame Cleo.
Wait. That's who she was talking about? Holy cow, she said she was famous, but she wasn't kidding. I bet her videos get tons of views. It's no surprise they were the top result.
Yeah, but it's not just videos. She's been going to her fortune-telling seminars, too. Apparently, you can learn the secrets of the universe for $3,000 a session. And she's already been to 5 sessions.
Whoa.
It would be one thing if this were just a hobby. I mean, I'm not all that opposed to her believing in fortune-telling. I mean, I don't know, it's kind of cute the way she helps me pick out what color tie is gonna help me succeed at my sales presentations and all that stuff.
Wow, you're letting her do your outfit coordination? Color me surprised. You never let me help you pick out your outfits.
And if she were paying for this out of her own savings, I would be much more understanding, but $15,000? No way! That's way too much! I wish I knew how to get through to her about this. Plus, none of her predictions end up coming true. You'd be better off betting on the opposite of whatever she tells you.
Yikes. Sorry about that, Scott.
She's gonna have to do something about that accuracy if she wants to succeed in her big project. Did she tell you about this? Apparently she wants to set up her own fortune-telling shop, too. It sounds like she's even managed to snag a few customers lately, too.
Wow, really?
Maybe this is just because she got bored with being a housewife for so long. I told her she could look for work if she wanted, but she said she didn't want to do any poor people jobs, as she refers to them. So she's setting up a temporary fortune-telling space in our living room and having her customers come to the house for readings. She charges $3,000 per session for fortune tellings that never even come true. Needless to say, I haven't seen the same customer come back to her for a second reading.
Doesn't seem like she'll be able to keep her business open for very long, huh?
She's turned to going on social media to advertise for her services using what I bet are the same tactics she tried to use on you yesterday. I even saw her physically dragging one of her customers into our house the other day. The reason I told you I didn't want her to go to your wedding was because I was afraid that she'd try to turn your wedding into her own personal marketing opportunity. So, well, that's about it. I don't want Mila to ruin your wedding, Hannah.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like it would be for the best if she didn't come.
I'll give you your present from us after I get back in town, so you can go ahead and tell the venue people that you don't need to put out any seats for either of us. Give my regards to your fiancé for me. Okay, I gotta get back to work. I'll talk to you later, Hannah.
Mila, what are you doing here? Scott said you weren't going to come. I wanted to see what sort of disaster the universe has prepared for you with my own two eyes. I've been wondering ever since that day what the important thing you're going to lose is. In any case, you're definitely going to regret not listening to me. Okay, well, next question. Why are you wearing that elaborate black veil? This is a wedding, not an occult funeral. I wouldn't be so sure of that if I were you, Hannah. Remember, you're going to lose something very important today. I just wanted to be prepared for any occasion, that's all. Are you kidding me? I'll have you know that I had a fortune telling done by Madame Cleo herself just yesterday. And do you want to know what she told me? She told me that I should be prepared for a time of mourning. So I thought this would be the perfect attire for your special day. So you came to my wedding dressed like you're going to a funeral because of what a fortune teller told you? Look, if you really want to come, I can have a seat prepared for you, but you're gonna have to wear something more appropriate than that. Go and change. No, I think I'm fine dressed the way I am. Excuse me? You're gonna lose something important today, and I need to be prepared to mourn, right? It's obvious that something's gonna happen to someone at your wedding today, and this way, we can transition straight to the funeral without having to change clothes. You're serious about this, aren't you? I'm dead serious, Hannah. And besides, what are you so worried about? If you couldn't even afford to pay me $1,000 for a fortune telling, there's no way your wedding is going to be anything special. There's nothing for me to ruin in the first place. So let's just sit back, relax, and watch your wedding collapse, shall we? I have never met anyone as selfish and heartless as you. I'm telling you to dress appropriately if you want to come to my wedding. Are you just going to ignore that and come dressed like you are anyway? If you do, I hope you're prepared for the consequences. How many times do I have to tell you? I am dressed appropriately for today. Who cares about some poor loser's wedding anyway? You're done for, Mila. Huh? I think you might have read those tarot cards backwards. You're the one who's going to lose something important, not me. Don't you know who's here at my wedding today? Take a look around, Mila. What are you talking about? Is there someone I should be afraid of seeing me or something? I'm talking about the man shooting daggers at you with his eyes right now. Your husband. What?
What's going on here, Mila? I was very clear to you when I told you not to come. And just what were you thinking coming here dressed like that? Have you gone completely insane?
Scott, is that you? But what are you doing here? I thought you were on the other side of the country for work.
I arranged for a few days off this weekend. After all, I couldn't live with myself if I missed my own little sister's wedding. I'll be heading straight from here to the airport after the wedding is finished, though. But it's more than worth the cost of the plane tickets and the jet lag I'll be feeling tomorrow to be here and celebrate with my family.
Oh, I had no idea.
Now let's hear that explanation from you, Mila. Why did you come to Hannah's wedding when I explicitly told you not to come? Not only that, you came here dressed like something out of a medieval witch's funeral. And what's this I hear about you calling my sister a poor loser?
Let's just calm down for a second, okay, Scott? Everything is going to make perfect sense very soon. The universe told me that Hannah's wedding is going to end in disaster. It's great that you're here. You can watch it all go down with me.
Again with that fortune-telling nonsense? I can't deal with your nonsense right now. Go back to the house immediately. And once you get there, sign the divorce papers on the table.
Scott, no, you can't mean that.
I've had all I can take. Your obsession with fortune-telling has caused so much trouble. And not just to me, but to every single person around you.
Don't be ridiculous. I haven't caused trouble for anyone. All I'm doing is helping to guide people towards happiness. That's why I started doing fortune-telling in the first place.
And when you drained our savings account in order to attend all those stupid seminars, was that all to guide me toward happiness too? Don't think I haven't noticed how much you've been spending on this, Mila. I went to the bank and got a detailed list of all our transactions. I think you can imagine the surprise when I saw all the withdrawals you've been making. And they were all for the same amount, $3,000, exactly how much that seminar costs.
Wait, let me explain.
Sorry, Mila, but your fortune-telling isn't making me very happy at all. If anything, I've been getting less and less happy every day for quite some time now. I can't take it anymore, Mila. I want to get divorced.
No, please, you can't do this. I don't want to divorce you, Scott.
Maybe if you were a bit better at fortune-telling, you might have seen this coming and been able to avoid it. In any case, you need to get out of here, now. We'll talk about the details of our divorce later.
How could you do this to me? Now I'm gonna get divorced for sure. Scott's sitting at our kitchen table right now demanding I sign a stack of divorce papers right away. Ah, so that's why he left the building just as soon as the reception was finished. Scott must be pretty dead set on divorcing you, Mila. How ironic. You ended up being the one losing something important yesterday instead of me. I can't believe it. Why is this happening to me? You were the one who was supposed to lose something. How did I mess this up? I'm sure I did the tarot card reading correctly. How can I put this as gently as possible? Maybe it's because fortune-telling is all just a bunch of superstitious nonsense. Shut up! That's not true! Fortune-telling is real, and I am really good at it. I followed all of Madame Cleo's instructions to a T. I even watched the video while I was doing it. I even took private lessons from her in person. I paid good money for those lessons, too. There's no way I was mistaken. I did everything right. My fortune-telling should have worked. Don't you think it's a bit weird that your fortune-telling and Madame Cleo's fortune-telling had the exact opposite results? What do you mean? I don't get it. How were our results the exact opposite? When you did your tarot card reading, you thought that my wedding day would be unlucky for me and that I would lose something very important. But when Madame Cleo told your fortune to you, she said that you should prepare for a time of mourning, right? I don't need any advice from a novice like you. I know what I'm doing. Need I remind you that I received training directly from Madame Cleo herself? I know exactly what I'm doing, which is why I know for a fact that I did everything right. I am 100% positive that Madame Cleo would never lead me astray. Well, if you'd like another reason, you could have asked her directly when you were at my wedding. After all, the real Madame Cleo was one of my guests today. Me and her were actually classmates in high school. We used to hang out all the time. What? Madame Cleo was there? You might not have recognized her without the makeup and costume she usually wears when she's on the job. She was dressed like a completely normal person today, which is rare for her. I guess it doesn't surprise me that you didn't recognize her when I think about it. Hold on just 1 second, Hannah. You are really old friends with Madame Cleo? The Madame Cleo? And the real Madame Cleo was really at your wedding today? For real? Yep, we actually first met when we were in middle school, but we never had any classes together until we were in high school. And there are a couple of things you should know about her, for the record. First off, she doesn't actually believe in any of that secrets of the universe stuff. She's more of what you might call a unique brand of therapist who uses information she already knows about a person to give them advice to lead them in the right direction. Second of all, and more importantly, she doesn't do seminars. Wait, what do you mean she doesn't do seminars? I went to her seminars myself. That wasn't her. Every once in a while, someone pops up in one town or another claiming to be her and offering a seminar for ridiculous prices. With the right makeup and costume, it really isn't too hard to trick someone into thinking you're the real thing. So those fake Madame Cleos typically end up fooling a lot of people. No! You mean the person who I paid all that money to wasn't even the real thing? Oh no, this is just the worst. I spent all that money for nothing. The person who told your fortune for you was the real thing, though, so there's that at least. Well, at least that money wasn't a complete waste. But wait a minute. You said she doesn't actually believe in fortune-telling? That doesn't make sense, though. She was right. She told me I should prepare for a time of mourning, and now I'm getting divorced. Like I told you, she uses information she already knows to give advice. I talked to her the other day about how obsessed you were with fortune-telling and everything. She said she was trying to scare you away from coming to the wedding. She thought that if she told you that going to the wedding would result in a bad outcome, that you'd stay away and maybe turn your life around. I thought she was talking about you. Why didn't she just give me a more straightforward warning? If she'd just given it to me straight, I probably would have heeded her advice. Well, she is running a business. People pay her good money for the experience of feeling like they've received some sort of mystical knowledge. If she broke character, it would ruin the whole experience, and she'd probably lose a lot of business she has. Oh no, what am I going to do? Well, she might not actually be a fortune teller, but she still gives really good advice, right? I'll just have to ask her how to make up with Scott. Can you talk to her for me? You're her friend, right? If you ask her to meet with me for a regular counseling session, she'll probably do it. I'll pay the normal price for her readings. If she wants, I'll pay double. I really need her help. About that, I actually have a message for you from Madame Cleo. She wanted me to tell you that you're never allowed in any of her businesses ever again. Also, she wanted me to remind you that the terms of her counseling session include NDAs. So if you tell anyone else about how she doesn't actually believe in fortune-telling, then she'll sue you for all the business she loses because of it. What? She's threatening to sue me? I don't blame her after what she told me. For example, she told me that you've basically become a stalker and keep demanding that she hire you as an assistant. When she turned you down, you got furious and started claiming that you have a right to be her assistant after all the money you spent on her seminars. Which, of course, she has no idea about, seeing as how those weren't her seminars. Yeah, but I didn't know that at the time. And then the icing on top was how you went feral against her all over social media. Did you really hire a foreign bot network to like and retweet your negative posts about her? From the sound of things, you probably spent about as much on bots as you did on those fake seminars. And it was all a complete lie. Like, you claimed she stole your money, she's a fraud, she physically assaulted you, and a mess of other baseless accusations. You do realize that what you did fulfills the legal standard for liable, right? She's talking with her lawyer about that right now. No, that's impossible. How does she know it was me? I never used my own account. I made about 10 different burner accounts. There's no way they could all be traced back to me. Apparently there is a way because she had hard evidence that it was actually you. So how many things have you lost so far today? You've lost your husband, your money, your reputation among your friends and family members. But I'd still say you shouldn't get too down and out about all of this. I'm sure you have what it takes to come out on the other end okay, Mila. You do? Of course, you've been studying hard to become a professional fortune teller, haven't you? All you need to do is focus all your spiritual energy onto channeling the mystic knowledge of the universe. And then, when you finally get your answer and know what you need to do, then do the exact opposite. And with that, I'm out. Bye-bye, Mila. Mila and my brother got divorced a short while later. The judge took Mila's financial irresponsibility into account when determining the division of assets, resulting in her receiving absolutely nothing. No alimony, no property. She ended up moving back in with her parents. I heard that recently she's trying to get her fortune-telling business back up and running using her parents' guest room as a studio. She still vastly overestimates her skills and still has her price set firmly at $3,000 per reading. Word's spread about her, though, so she hasn't landed a single customer yet. She has succeeded, though, in infuriating her parents. So much so that they told her if she didn't knock off her fortune-telling nonsense, they would kick her out of the house. I guess the neighbors didn't think too fondly of the occult-looking signs she had posted in their front yard. I've got to give her points for determination, though, because she decided she'd rather live on her own than quit her fortune-telling. I hear that she's currently trying her hand at setting up a stall on the sidewalk downtown and advertising her services to people walking by. She's made quite a name for herself, as her customers have been kind enough to spread the word on social media that if you do the exact opposite of what she tells you, things will probably turn out well for you. It's actually kind of impressive. I don't know of anyone as talented as she is at getting things exactly wrong 100% of the time.
Thank you for watching all the way until the end. If you felt good after watching this video, please like the video. If not, please leave a comment and give us your feedback. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Your comments and likes help this channel grow. We hope you enjoy our other stories as well.